Test, 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 test. Okay, in Notepad, in your portfolio page, I want you to go down. You should be able to find a closing table tag somewhere in there. Right? Should be a closing table tag. And then, I'm not sure if you have breaks in there or not, but then you should see somewhere in there a closing body tag also. Yes or no? Okay, so go underneath your closing table tag, and I'm going to have you type in well, actually I'll start from scratch. I was going to copy what I had there. Okay, so I want you to put this in your code here. And then after that, we're going to do okay, so from this form down to that form is what I added, okay? Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger for you. I added from here down to here. Okay, that part. What's that? Okay, so what we're going to learn a little bit about here is forms, and you've seen them out there on the web. You just haven't known probably what they are. But there's ways of asking people for information and have them give it to you, okay, on websites. So once you have this saved, I want you to save it and open up your page in a browser. You can just minimize this. I'll put it back up here in just a second here. Open it up in a browser and see what you have. This is in a portfolio page. This is after the closing table at the very, towards the last table at the end. Before the closing body text tag. Okay, so right in the middle there. Okay, so this was after my closing table tag that was already there. I put it right after that. Okay. So save and refresh and see what you have. Okay, so what you should have when you look at it is a little button that says submit and a little button that says reset. Do you have that? So look and see if you have those too. Okay, so the one thing I'll have you change here though is let's give it a value. So after the quote and after submit, let's do value equal Okay, so what I added there was value equal quote turn it in. I'm going to make this a little smaller font so you can see it. And then name equals submit button. And a quote there. Okay. And then let's do the same thing with, I'm going to copy this to make my life a little easier. And then down here I'm going to space one and paste. Value I'm going to put refresh. Name equal okay, so save that and refresh and see what you have here. Okay, so what's the only thing that did when you saved it? Yeah, basically switched what it says on the button, okay? In this case, it's like turn it in or submit it. It's still a submit button. The other one's refresh instead of reset, okay? All right, so let's say that we wanted to have text in front of these buttons to tell us what to do. So what would we do there if you're looking at your code? What could we do here if we wanted some text before it said, before it said submit? Type it in there, right? Because any text that is not in a tag will show up as body text, okay? So after the form tag, just type in something there and then save it and refresh and see what you have. Notice everything that we're doing is in between what tags? Form tag, right? It's got to be within the form tag here on your input types and all of that. Okay, so let's put some. Okay, so let's put some. Will I add on to here? Let me see if I'm recording still here. Okay, so before the input type here is we're gonna do another input box here. Let's do input type equal text, name equal text box 1, value equal type your answer. Okay, so input type equals submit, or text name equal text spec 1, value equals type your answer. So save and refresh and see what you have here. Yep, so if you just type something in there, then if you click turn it in, what happens? When you click turn it in, it kind of refreshes the page itself. Okay. It's actually not submitting it anywhere. You have to have a script attached to that. We'll talk a little bit about that. But then when you click refresh, it also refreshes the whole page. Okay. You don't have to have a default text in there, but you can. Okay. And let me see if I can get underneath here. So you can do a text area. So let's try one of those here. Let's put a break here, I guess. And then let's do the text area command. And then let's do a closing text area. Okay, so text area name equal comments, rows equal 10, columns, this is short for columns, equal 40. And then close your text area, save it and refresh, see what you have. Okay, so that's just a text area to type into when you're doing that. Okay. Okay, so technically your text area you can customize here, right? It doesn't have to be 10 rows or 40 columns. So you can customize that whatever way you want to. Let's do... Now remember that you can use... Let's do a break here. But you can do whatever... You can use copy and paste here when we're doing these. Okay? So that you make your life a little easier here when you're typing. So let's do input type equal radio, name equal radio selection, value equal radio 1. And we can make this choice number 1. Okay. So this here, once you have this typed, then highlight it, right click and copy it. Make your life a little easier here. Okay. And then put a break. Stop pulling on things. No, I'm just joking. And then paste, Control V. Okay, then this would be radio 2. And this would be choice number 2. Okay, then put a break.